What if I told you that this one natural solution could turn your garden soil into a powerhouse, cutting down costs and boosting yield? Welcome to Lively Garden. My name is Vivian, and here we encourage you to grow your own food and not just grow it, but growing the organic way. And today I'm not alone. I'm joined by
Hi Vivian! My name is Murugi from Murugi's Pharmacy, and thank you so much for having me on your channel
Thank you for
today.
coming.
Thank you! Today we're going to be talking about EM1, which is basically this bottle, and EM stands for effective microorganisms. Effective microorganisms is basically just a blend of lactic acid bacteria, yeast, and some photosynthetic bacteria which naturally occur in nature. It was developed by a Japanese scientist who is the one who came up with the intellectual property of the concentrate recipe that they used to bottle.
Okay.
But today we're going to be talking about how you can multiply it at home for yourself so you don't have to keep going back to the agrovet.
So excited about that because I've never heard of it, by the way, before. I saw this with Murugi for the first time ever, so I'm also learning together with you. So why should we as gardeners even care to use EM1?
Okay, so I use EM1 for different reasons. The first being my compost heap. I spray EM on each of the different layers of my compost heap, and it helps my compost to decompose faster because it's adding a lot of microorganisms that help to eat up the compost and make the decomposition process faster.
Okay.
And then another way I use EM is I use it as foliar feed as well. So I just put it in my knapsack spray, which we'll be doing later as well. And then I spray it on the leaves of my plants, and that also helps to boost the immunity of my plants so that they don't get sick so much, and they also don't get attacked as much by pests like aphids and all these other little critters that attack our vegetables. Yeah.
Talk to us about the cost effectiveness and how available this is and where we can possibly get it.
Okay, so you can get your first EM bottle at any agrovet, at your nearest agrovet. It's about around maybe 350 to 400 depending on where you buy it per bottle. And once you get your first bottle, you don't have to keep going back to the agrovet. You can just multiply it. So like today, we're going to be turning this 1 liter of EM into 20 liters of EM.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like magic.
Yeah.
Imagine if your money could multiply that fast.
That'd be fun. So here on Lively Garden, we usually encourage people to grow things the organic way. Is this organic? Is it safe to use around our herbs and vegetables?
It's 100% safe because these yeasts and bacteria, they're naturally occurring in the environment. The only thing is that this has now been bottled. It's almost like yogurt, you know. I mean, without adding it, there's no preservatives in this. Okay. So it's what we're using it for is to multiply the population of microorganisms in the soil, bring the soil to life. And then another thing that these microorganisms do is that they help to break down the nutrients so that the plants can be able to take them in directly. Kind of like maybe if I was to eat a burger, like a baby couldn't probably eat a burger by themselves, but if you cut it up into really tiny pieces, then they're able to consume it. So something like that is what the microorganisms do for the plants.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I think now we can get into you showing us how you mix it, and you also show us how you use it in your garden.
Super. And I hope that you can help me. So the first thing we have a container. This is what's going to be holding our effective microorganisms. And yeah.
Has a lemony.
So we have our container. This is 20 liters. We have EM1. Vivian has some molasses with her that she'll be pouring in. So we just start with 1 liter of effective microorganisms. Now you can add your liter of molasses. Yes. So basically, you know what the molasses is like the food for the effective microorganisms, because molasses is a byproduct when they're making sugar in the factory.
Yeah.
So it acts as, it gives them the energy to multiply. We can even use this to collect water, and then we can just like stir it up and then remove the excess molasses.
Do I?
Yeah, you can just put it in directly.
How much water do we?
So we put 1 liter of EM, 1 liter of molasses, that's 2 liters.
Yeah.
And since this is a 20 liter container, we'll be putting around 18 liters of water. And as you're doing that, I'll probably just stir in here because the molasses is really thick, like this. So now that we put our water and everything, we're gonna let this brew for 7 days. What's gonna be happening in this 7 days is the microorganisms, aka the yeast and bacteria, are going to be eating the molasses, because the molasses is basically sugar. So they're gonna eat the molasses and they're gonna multiply. And in 7 days time, we're assuming that they've finished eating the food and the multiplication has reached its maximum, and then you can now use it. And what you can do, if you don't want to go back to the agrovet and buy another liter of this, you can take 1 liter of your brewed EMT, and then you'll take 1 liter of it, you'll put it inside another empty container. Then you'll take 2 liters of molasses and put it inside, and then you'll fill 17 liters of water. And then you let it brew for another 7 days. So basically this can become your seed starter for other EM1 multiplications. And so you just keep doing it as based on your consumption, right? And so you never have to go to the supermarket, to the agrovet again to buy more EM. And that's how you save yourself costs. Right. So Vivian, the next thing I'm going to show you is how we're going to use this EM that we made, how we're going to use it in the garden. Yeah, as foliar feed and as soil drench.
Right. So do you have one which is ready? So this one we're going to keep it for 7 days and let it brew. So do you have one which you can use?
Yes. Fortunately, I have one that I made 7 days ago. So this one we're going to let it sit, and then we're going to use the one that was made 7 days ago. So we have this EM. We brewed it over 7 days ago. So now it's ready to use. I'll show you how we dilute it so that we can use it as foliar feed and as soil drench. So I'm just gonna like first mix it up the bottom. It all gets mixed up nicely. Okay. Then I'll take my 1 part of EM and put it in my knapsack sprayer. This water is brown because there was some residue of molasses, but usually it's just considered like pure water. Alright, so we're gonna use this as a foliar feed. In case you don't know what foliar feeding is, it's just literally feeding the plant through the leaves. So the plant takes in the moisture directly through the stomata. I think it's called stomata. Those are the pores that are on the leaves.
Thank you for watching the video. I hope you learned something. Please show Murugi some love in the comment section.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you would love to learn more about healthy soils, how to build them, how to sustain them, please reach out to us at the number that will be shared in the on the comment section. And remember to show us some love by following our handles at Murugi's Pharmacy with an F on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Hope to see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.